Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Had a very pog-rich day of gaming. Time to cap it off with some Isaac. R8, R1, 3THV. There's some danger here. The run is bad, but it has good, you know they say like a house sucks, but it has good bones? I don't really know what that means. I don't watch enough HGTV to fully understand it. However, this run to me, it has good bones. Damage stat is okay, HP is workable, speed stat's fine. Actually, now that I think about it, Illuminated Bulb is pretty sweet, but I think Illuminated Bulb gives you 0 impact with a spacebar item like this that has no charge. I think Dim Bulb gives you 100% charge efficacy, but I mean, like, it's like a little bit of a, you know, Melvin-style min-maxing, but on the other hand, if we can use Samson's Chain to even get, like, the occasional bonus on this floor where it actually is maybe more relevant than it'll ever be again, I think we'd be pretty stoked. I'm not going to break every rock, but if I happen to break a rock that has some merit associated with it, while also... Oh, come on. Just ignorant is what that is. It's just ignorant. Every pot except one had a spider in it? I don't think so. So what do? Why do it this way? Well, I want to check on something. Basement was empty. Okay, just for the love of God, do not walk into that bomb by accident. I forgot, actually, by the way, that Blood Rights was... Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I forgot Blood Rights was like a full heart of damage. That's a little stinky. A half heart would be better for us by like a wide margin. But it's not the end of the world, you know. We've got like some kind of non-traditional positive benefits, but positive benefits nonetheless. I got very little to complain about here. Even gurglings, like, I don't want to test this theory too hard, but I'm pretty sure that if they just walk into Samson's Chain, they're going to lose like 1/8 of their HP, which might seem insignificant, but I think is like actually pretty solid. I think this one's got good potential. I'm very happy we got the Spirit Hearts, but I think it's got good potential nonetheless. And ideally, I think the way that we'd like Maslow this run, I don't think you can use Maslow as a verb like that, but you know what I mean. If we were to create the hierarchy of our own needs, I think we want to use our bomb. That's really good. Especially for tiers, that's super good. But I think we want to try to get a secret room, which I'm predicting would be here. And then hopefully, my hope was that it would give us enough money to get the arcade on the next floor. Without that, though, like, this is not a huge get, but we're going to try this regardless. Wanted to see if any of those rocks had benefit. It did look like the fire bled for a second there. Would somebody like to explain that to me? Sinvicta, would you like to explain that to me? I was wrong, by the way. Actually, Dim Bulb was giving us a bonus, which is a very scary thought. When you realize Dim Bulb was giving us a bonus, all of a sudden, you're like, what the heck? How bad was our rate of fire on the default setting before? Pretty bad is the answer, apparently. This is good, though, dude. Like, so we'll hit this. We're leaving. We now do have 5 cents. No, I can't do... I just can't bring myself to be that guy who's gonna break every single rock, hoping that it's gonna actually give him, like, a crawl space or something like... It's just too much. If you want to see that kind of gaming, I'm sure there's plenty of... I was going to say Poindexters, and I don't mean to be rude, so let's not say Poindexters. Let's say superior level esports gamers who will do that for you. I'm not that guy. You know, I'm the kind of guy, I take care of the pounds, and well, not during quarantine, but in general. And I hope to have the pennies take care of themselves. We'll see how that works out for us. But it's good, it's good. Having a good time, all things considered. Pretty standard, like in new father mode. I basically have like a couple of different modes. Like I have a Venn diagram, and the 2 circles of this Venn diagram get closer together and further apart as the day waxes and wanes. So I don't think I should step on that fire just yet. One circle is tiredness, and the other circle is nauseous due to overcaffeination. I would say right now we got like a 2 out of 10 tiredness, and like maybe a 5 out of 10 nauseous due to overcaffeination. But they change. The worst is when they're both. Dude, honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. The worst is when they're both at a high level. You know, when you. Because if you're not a caffeine drinker, I know there's a lot of people out there who are not. They don't consume caffeine. And I'm going to just be honest with you. There's really. Like, you might not hear this from every other coffee drinker on the planet. If you like coffee, if you like tea, then, you know, you're in the same boat as me. But if you're one of those people that's like, you know, I don't understand caffeine in general, I'm here to tell you what nobody else will. You're actually right. We talked about it on the NLSS once, but I've come to the conclusion that essentially, eventually, most people succumb to drinking caffeine. And what it comes down to is you'll have one day where, you know, Satan, as a can of Folgers, appears to you and says something like, hey, how would you take, like, we'll make you 50% less tired right now, temporarily, but you're going to be like 2% more tired every single day for the rest of your life. Do you say yes? You're going to say no for a long, long time. Eventually, you're going to say yes. Now, I wouldn't draw a false equivalency. Sometimes, you know, people will be like, oh, wow, you're going to say that you shouldn't do heroin, but meanwhile, you drink like 2 cups of coffee a day. There's kind of like a nonsensical comparison. You know, a caffeine could, hold on. I think we want to prepare for Guppy here. Gotten a lot of complaints, perhaps justifiably, about not being a great Guppy gamer. We're going to try to change that here. Caffeine, of course, I mean, probably has committed to deaths before. I don't know what, and a detrimental quality of life in some situations. But the LD50 for caffeine, you know, you gotta work for it. It's not impossible to get to it, but you gotta work for it. No one's, let me put it this way, no one ever has died from an accidental caffeine overdose, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a doctor, so that's kind of, you know, my opinion's not worth that much, but take it for what you will. So I'm gonna get spiced here. I'm actually gonna open this up because I wanna. There's a couple of different things I want here. One is if we can get another key, we can go into the double key room. If we don't get another key, we can just go to our shop. Whether or not our shop is actually gonna be that good doesn't matter that much right now. What matters is at least taking a look. If we can get the resources that make it warranted. Either way, the stats on this run are good. And now that now that I know where we stand on the fact that we're getting a bonus from our... okay, you gotta be real careful with this one. This is our secret room, by the way. What? Now that I know where we stand with the illuminated bulb, I understand that we will actually be pretty thankful just to have it, so we're not going to deviate from that. Do this. Now we're talking. Hold on. I think now we definitely do want to take Guppy's head. I think this is a very good Guppy's head opportunity. There's options. It's super easy to say yes to in this situation. I don't need the Lord to tell me how to say yes to this. Take me down to the next level. Alright, this is very good. We're one item away from becoming Guppy, and it's kind of like it's come to pass pretty early here. What was I saying? Anyway, it's one of those things where I'm like, I think if you don't drink caffeine, there's no logical case to start. You know, it's a one-time or at least a temporary boost, and then I wouldn't say you get debuffed forever, but like in an RPG, it's like having a curse, you know? You're either going to suffer an all stats downgrade, or, you know, once every 24 hours, you need to eat a wheel of Gorgonzola cheese. I played Stone Shard this year. I know how RPGs work. Hey. Relax. Just chill out, okay? This is the last time I'm going to use... It's definitely not the last time, by the way, but I want it to be the last time that I use Guppy's head too early. We should always use it, like, right at the end of a room. Like, right there. That was perfect. You don't have to do anything more than that. Dim bulb just adds like a slight extra degree of difficulty. Not not much, but enough to be kind of annoying. Anyway, there's no good use case for it. I mean, maybe clinically there is. I wouldn't know, to be quite frank with you, but you know, on a recreational level, I can't be smug about it. But what I will say is I do enjoy the taste. It's sterile, and I enjoy the taste. Alright, this is another big moment here. We'll be very happy to have an orbital. It's going to be very nice. I did take some damage I'm a little bit embarrassed to have taken. 2 bombs is not quite at the level where I feel like we can just throw one in there. Like, I definitely want to, I just don't know if it might come back to bite me if we find, like, a secret room. Tinted rocks we can always just use Samson's chain on, but yeah, there you go. A little patience goes a long way. A little patience goes a long way. Never mind, we'll be taking magic mushroom because it's 100 times better. That's a positive situation. There's no doubt about the positivity there. Beautiful. And I don't know, this is a pretty good Samson's chain run, too. Can't be too mad. This floor, I think a big focus for us that would be very nice would be if we could get, I mean, sure, more battery charges is always going to be positive, but if we could get like a 9-volt or something to give us more battery charges more frequently is really the dream. So the shop is really important to me here. Anyway, long story short, because originally this is how it started. This is really short story long. You don't... That's the kind of... If somebody says long story short, I'm always happy to hear it, because it means that they were going to talk for 10 minutes, but instead they're going to be like, you know, something shat on a turtle. Short story long is like, oh no, here we go. A very mundane daily interaction is going to be stretched out to half an hour here with unnecessary George R.R. Martin-esque details. Short story long. You can be tired and also over-caffeinated at the same time. You can hit the level where caffeine has no effect. I'm not at that level today. Feeling pretty good. Can't complain. You know what? That one's for you, chat. That one's for you. Every once in a while. I know, because here's the thing. They say only a Sith deals in absolutes. But sometimes the friend of a Smith can deal in absolutes as well. I previously pretty much took every pill we found in the game. Now, I have been like, we're never going to take pills in this game again. The risk is too high. And now, even when I get PhD, I don't take them. And the comments go, I can't believe this guy is so annoying when he doesn't take all the pills when he gets PhD. You're absolutely right. I got nothing to offer in my own defense except that, you know, we got a lot of, cerebrally speaking, we got a lot of things on the go here. I don't think we can do anything. I think we head down to the next floor. Save your resources, and maybe get yourself an arcade on the next floor. This, I really think this is going to be the be-all, end-all. This floor right here. We should, like, we're in a good spot. I don't think we're in any danger yet. But this floor should be, in my estimation, where we either put it all together or start to run into problems. Because an arcade... We'll just use our bomb here. We did not have to, now that I think about it, but we did. An arcade could give us HP, could give us a lot of money, could give us a blood bag, all of which is very useful. We got a 67% chance of a deal with the devil, repeating, of course. That deal with the devil could give us a guppy item, which would pretty much cement us as being victorious here. You know, we got a lot of stuff that really could come to pass. We got a lot of outs here. It's like we got I don't know poker terms. We got an 8-nut straight. Is that demonetizable? I gotta wait for the YouTube gods to... well, that's not what we're looking for. To tell me how to feel about that one. You know what? Open-ended straight? Is that the way it's called? I don't know. I want to be careful. I don't want to just seem like I'm calling the audience a pejorative. You know, like you can have a straight that's like ace 2 3 4, then you need a 5. I sleep. Or you can have a straight that's like 3 4 5 6, and then you can get a 2 or a 7. You know, I'm very... Many people are saying I'm amongst the best poker players they've ever played against. Many people are saying it. Not me, just many people in general. As long as that wasn't the baby making that noise, we're okay. So we're in a weird spot here, because I'm not using... That's the end effect of our current permutations here. I'm, like, not using Guppy's head as much as I should. That being said... Well, you know what? In that case, we should definitely get rid of it and hold Satanic Bible instead. Absolutely. I almost was like, there's no way. We're just going to take the Demon Heart. I don't think that's the right approach, though. No, we will not. That's trash. That's garbage. That's pretty good. I can live with this, especially since we get to keep some money. So we do lose out on the all stats upgrade, which is genuinely kind of a big deal, but we're hoping we can make up those stats in the future. That's how good Satanic Bible is. I mean, you don't need me to tell you it. At this point, I think Satanic Bible, if I were to draft up a list of items in this game that you considered the most, like, annoying and you never wanted to see again, or when you see them on a run, you turn it off, I bet Satanic Bible would top the list. Like, at least Mom's Knife and Brimstone are kind of interesting. And I'm not complaining, by the way. I think this is, like, the game needs items like this for balance, but Satanic Bible is just, you know, every time you get charges, you press the spacebar item and you win the game. That's what it does. The end. But what we'll be hoping for is, I mean, honestly, a better trinket. It's hard, because there's not many that are better, but... Or just, like, to get enough HP that we can hold a charge for a length of time. So we want the damage out of all this, and we'll head down to the next floor. I think this is Depths 1, so we're way behind schedule for getting boss rush, but that's okay. And truth be told, actually, you know what? All we need to make this feel not so bad is a Tears upgrade. If we just got a Tears upgrade, we would be like, 12 rate of fire wouldn't bum us out so much. It shouldn't anyway, because we do have great damage, but... Hey, are you gonna go ahead and do that? You're just gonna, like, cause contact damage? The rudeness knows no bounds. It knows no bounds. Anyway, I think I'm overthinking it. Let's put it that way. I'm probably taking more damage due to just letting it exist in our mental real estate. We gotta put that on Zillow and say, no thank you, not anymore. We're doing spring cleaning in the autumn this year. I'll show you how I create summer in the winter. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but that's from Kanye West's 2004 song, Gone. Said she want diamonds, I took her to Ruby Tuesdays. If we up at Fridays, I still have it my way. Look, in terms of political aspirations, Kanye's not my guy. In terms of, you know, soul-inspired mid-2000s era hip-hop, he's up there. He's a great producer. I think, just to be straight up with you, I think the last Kanye West album I listened to was my Dark, Twisted, Beautiful Fantasy, which I'm pretty sure I got all of the adjectives in the wrong order. And that album, I'm a fan. It's got some unbelievable bops on it. Let's be honest, okay? Even if you're a college dropout stan, if you're a late registration, graduation stan, you got to give some respect to MBDTF, right? We definitely, I don't know, let's send it. Let's send it. I mean, come on, Monster, all of the lights. I want it. I actually do want it. I don't want to go too much deeper, but I wanted that. Might as well take this then. Runaway. It was a big album. Everybody knew it was a big album, but I'm just, you know, don't let recent decisions cloud that. Or do, actually. You know what? That's your prerogative. I'm not going to tell you how to feel about it. It's up to you. I have the luxury of examining it exclusively from a musician's standpoint. Go ahead, take a shot. I honestly, you could see me moving there. I thought we were gonna make it. He's being very anticipatory here. I'm impressed with the AI. You ever see AI? Here's a follow-up question. What happened to Haley Joel Osment? I'm trying to think. Like, I've seen him... This feels like we could make a wrong decision, so let's simmer on it for a second. I feel like Haley Joel Osment, huge child actor. Here's something that people don't know. Everybody knows Haley Joel Osment was the kid from The Sixth Sense, I See Dead People, etc., etc. I think we just want we'll take the one that's hardest to screw up, okay? Also, of course, I was just about to say, also, of course, played Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1. That's not true. That's Jake Lloyd. Similar career at the start, but, you know, not so much right now, maybe. I'm trying to think of the last thing I saw Haley Joel Osment in. I'm not raining it down on the guy. He does look a lot different now as an adult than he did as a child, which is true. I mean, look at me. My hair had turned upside down, like the Battle of Yorktown. I haven't seen him in anything recently, but in spite of that, I've seen him in something not so long ago. I forget what it was. But anyway, what I was going to say is, few people know. Haley Joel Osment, first role I ever saw him in is Petey in Dumb and Dumber. The kid who gets the bird with his head taped back on. Pretty birdie. Anyway, it's, you know, go check it out if you haven't seen it. You haven't seen, it's a classic. Farrelly Brothers' best... Well, yeah, no, it's the Farrelly Brothers' best movie. I'm not trying to start a fight. There's some likable stuff and there's something about Mary. I think that movie is pretty good. I know we've been talking a lot about the Farrelly Brothers recently. I apologize. Just been on my mind. I think you got to give it to Dumb and Dumber, though. Okay, hold on. I think we re-roll again. I don't think we're even close to Beelzebub, so let's get a pivot here. A Jeremy. Can we get another Jeremy, please? Jeremy pivot. It helps. You know what? It helps enough, I think, to purchase it, even though it means we're only going to be able to get one more item, probably. And I think we'll honestly save our cash and head down to the next floor. This one is pretty clean. What I'm hoping for is that we can pick up a deal with the devil for a Guppy item. And if we get a deal with the devil for the Guppy item, we're pretty much home free, and that'll be 21 wins in a row. Beautiful. You know what? You ever hear of the concept of the 21 gun salute? You ever realize, like, it's so admirable that they've never screwed that up? By which I mean, they've never had, like, anybody die where they were like, I mean, a 21 gun salute is good, but what about a 22 gun salute? You know what I mean? Like, they were so admirable, they needed that one extra one. If they had ever done that, it would have completely devalued the ones that came before and after, you know? It's like in the NHL, Wayne Gretzky has his number retired league-wide, which means that nobody on any team is allowed to ever wear number 99 again. So if you're like the second best player in NHL history and they retired your number, you're like, people are now for the rest of your life, they're gonna be like, well, you didn't have it retired league-wide. No, they're probably gonna be like, you know, hello, Mr. Lemieux, nice to see you again. But still, you know, it's gotta be in the back of his mind. And by gotta be, I mean, like, probably has not dawned on him, like, literally once in his entire life. But, you know, he doesn't have the luxury of having engaged in a 4,000-hour soliloquy over the course of the past decade to truly plumb the depths of the human psyche. And that's on him. You know, if you just... Mario Lemieux, think of where you'd be right now if instead of playing hockey, you started recording video game playthroughs on VHS. I don't even want to know. You'd probably be as big as PewDiePie. I don't know if there was much of a market for it back. Can you imagine, like, the YouTube video game videos are the things that could only exist with zero barrier to entry. If it was like the 1960s and you had to, like, order from the back of a game catalog or something, or a comic book to, like, hey, 12 video box set of The Binding of Isaac, you would be like, are you kidding me? I'm not paying $200 for that. Are you insane? Plus a VCR is like 10 grand. That's madness. Absolutely not. Could only exist in our current climate where, like, you have to now trick people into watching it for free. That's how bad the content tends to be. People click on a video and they're like, crap! Even though I didn't spend anything on this, I felt ripped off. So the economics are all fricked up, man. And I'm very for it. I'm very for it. Okay, the Emperor card. For me, I think we just use this to speed run the next aspect of the game. You and I both know, like, we're pretty much in the clear here. Stats are good. I don't want to say not great, but you know that anytime you say good, not great is what's coming after. Now, that's kind of an unfortunate one. Like, Cricket's head is great, but not that good right now. See what I did there? It's that we call that the old Reddit switcheroo. I don't know why I'm trying to just, like, break my way out of this room. It doesn't really make any sense at all, quite frankly. But, you know, I'm losing it. I'm losing. I'm using my orbital for everything. Why? I don't have a good answer for you. I don't have a good answer for you on that. Because there is no good answer. It's just a lack of patience. That's the right answer. Is it a good answer? I would say no. Anyway. Think about it, Mario. There's still time. Very low barrier to entry. I'll show you how it's done. Time to tweet Mario Lemieux. Excuse me, Monsieur Lemieux, would you like to play some Among Us? You never know. You gotta shoot your shot, right? I'm trapped. I'm not trapped. So it looks like Win 21's gonna be in the books. Every single one is still worth a lot to me because we... Okay, unexpected, but thankful. We had to fight for it, you know? Especially, like, I've been guilty of taking the streaks for granted a little bit. When they've had low numbers, but like having that streak that only got to like 5 or 6 and then ran into the worst run of all time, you know, it really just it brings it home that like any run could be the one that really challenges you. So just don't take it for granted. That's all I ask. Take charge, baby, because we are at the point now we can actually hold the all stats upgrade. Yeah, we'll do it. There's some danger, but honestly our range is still really high. Alright, so this is where the game is going to start to move insanely fast. We probably got like... It's 10 minutes for the rest of your life from this point onward. So very quickly, we'll take a brief respite, like intermission in a Broadway play. And we'll go through with it. We want to see a deal with the devil here so we can get 2 deals with the devil in the near future, but... If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But this, I feel like we've been waiting on the precipice of Guppy for so long. Oh well, didn't happen. I got high hopes either way. You'll be happy to know, by the way, I did finish Austin Powers in Gold member. I have started to watch another early 2000s middle tier comedy, Mr. Deeds. If you're curious about my feelings so far, I would say without a doubt, through the first 20 minutes, Mr. Deeds, which I have seen before. I saw it in theaters back in 2002. But, wow, we're going to get a deal with the devil on the next floor, but this does hurt a little bit. We're looking for a dream trinket. If we don't get one, we don't get one. Hey, hey, how dare you? Very cheeky. But, I'm going to say that, to be honest with you, I think Gold member is pretty close to like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. And I think if you're offended by that, that's fine. And you can disagree, and that's okay too. But I also feel like if you're initially like kind of revulsed or repulsed by what I'm saying, I use all aspects of the scale. For most people's standards, I probably give out too many 10s. But if a movie moves me, then there's a good chance I'm going to give it a 10. And if a movie moves me, but it moves me off of the couch, so I pick up the remote and turn it off, then we're looking at the 1 to 3 range. And, you know, I'll admit there were a couple times in Gold member that I laughed. Or at least thought to myself, that's kind of humorous. There's a moment of genuine comedic inspiration. But not enough to raise it into the 5-6 tier for sure. Mr. Deeds so far, I'd say it's sitting at a comfortable 5. It could change. It could change over time. But for now, I'm going to give it a 5. Also, just staggering, like, how much better it is than the last Adam Sandler movie I watched, Hubie Halloween, which I should have known better. It's not for me, you know? It's like... it's like you never, like, go to a restaurant and immediately you're like, this isn't for me. Like, for a lot of people, I think it's like, fancy restaurants. You know, you walk in and you're like, I'll have the ribeye steak. And when it comes out, it's... like a little, it's the size of a quarter, and you go, excuse me, waiter, is the rest of my steak coming out? And they go, you know, this is the kind of place where you have to pay before you eat. Here's your bill. They've just tagged you as a flight risk in the Fat Duck reservation service. Anyway, that's how I felt with Hubie Halloween. 5 seconds into the movie when he catches a bunch of eggs in his thermos and then drinks them and projectile vomits on the street, I was like, you know what? This movie is not for snobs like me. This movie is for the person that just that has a, and I mean this in a polite way. It's for a person that has a low barrier to be entertained. I know how it sounds, and it sounds elitist, and it's easy to make fun of, and you're not wrong. But I am envious of it slightly. You know, a lot of people, they turn something on, and then, like, there's a comedian, and he goes, like, oh, mwah, mwah. And they're like, that's a weird sound. Dude, I'm in. And then for some people, you know, they're like, well, they didn't establish the premise of the film early enough for the jokes to make any sense. I mean, I'm from Holland. Isn't that weird? It's not really a joke whatsoever. It's merely a statement, a declaration at worst. You know what I'm talking about here. I'm making fun of myself, as I'm wont to do. I'm in the second group. I wish I was more easily entertained. If anything, I think it's smarter to be more easily entertained. It's probably an evolutionary advantage. You know, if you were getting introduced to, like, a new tribe of, you know, cavemen back in the prehistoric days, it would probably be better to be able to summon a genuine laugh when you expect them to go, like, you know, and they go, you know? You'd be like, if you lost it laughing, they would be like, this guy, he's great. Let's make him our leader. If you're like, ooga booga, you know? They'd be like, this guy talks too much. Let's kill him. Something like that. I don't know. I'm fully aware of the fact, if you've ever read the book Lord of the Flies by William Golding, I'm pretty sure I'm piggy. Down to the, like, especially like in 10th grade, you know, I was a little chubby, I had glasses. Reading this book, I was like, wait a minute, that's me. I like this piggy guy. And then later on, they just kill him because he's talking too much. And you're like, well, you know what? It's a cautionary tale. Those who don't know fictional history are doomed to repeat it. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm piggy. Isn't that weird? So when Mike Myers does it, just because he's wearing like a gold spandex suit, it's hilarious. When I do it, everybody freaking ices me. I make dozens of on par or better jokes and everyone ices me. Are we even gonna get anything now? Because I didn't ask for that. So you might ask yourself a simple question. Why are you walking into enemies over and over? It's because I have no self-control in this game, okay? There are some things I do have self-control in real life. Sweet snacks, for example, can go weeks to months, maybe even indefinite with sweet snacks without pilfering them. Never been the kind of guy to eat a whole pint of ice cream in a single sitting. Salty snacks, a different story, but we don't need to get into that. We're talking about things I'm good at right now. Not using my orbital, not a good example. Not a good example. I use it too much. I use it too frequently. The thing is, even when our damage is good, using an orbital always makes it a little better. Alright, that was solid. Let's do this. Now, we are going to be completely fine. And I'll be the first to tell you, like, on this run, we got absolutely nothing to complain about. Like, any damage that we take at this point is essentially damage that we have created for ourselves out of our own impatience. So, I would never suggest that this is, like, the run's fault. That being said, it wouldn't hurt to get like a little extra sauce, you know? Just a little je ne sais quoi. Robo baby. Friends till the buzzed. 10 bombs. Flush. Sprinkler. I do like Sprinkler. This is kind of a whiff though. But anyway, 21. How about that? It's a start. That's 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks of high quality gameplay and mid-quality banter. If you could steal anybody's career in Hollywood, I think it's an interesting question. I like questions that reveal the values of the person that's trying to answer them. Like, for example, any like would you rather question, you learn a lot about a person. One of the main things you can learn is who's allergic to fun and who doesn't want to play the game and is instead just looking for the exploit to find like the right answer. There is no right answer. We're just trying to learn something about one another. So if you could trade careers with anyone in Hollywood, who would you trade careers with? Would you go for money? Would you go for popularity? Would you like, because if you're going for money and maybe even like just good times, you got to consider that like Adam Sandler's up there. You got to consider that maybe like The Rock is up there. If you're going and for good times, for example, as well. I think both like you're telling me that making 2 Jumanji movies with Jack Black is not a good time. It sounds like a great time. Or are you going for prestige? Are you going to be a Daniel Day-Lewis? Are you going to be one of those actors who did like 10 movies in the 1980s and has been retired since then? Is that what you're going to go for? Do you value the peace and quiet and the security? I don't know. I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure I have an answer. I'm thinking about it right now. I don't really want to trade bodies with Steve Buscemi. You know, he's probably close to 30 years older than me. But I think he's got a good balance, you know? He's doing some Adam Sandler movies. He's been in Billy Madison. He's in Hubie Halloween. But he's also been in, you know, some stellar indie films. He's been in Ghost World. He's been in The Death of Stalin. He's been in The Big Lebowski, obviously. He's been in Fargo. You know, I think a good career mixed with, like, Con Air, mixed with, you know, blockbuster films, mixed with indie cult classics. On the other hand, what it would say it. On the other hand, well, I mean, on the other hand, you don't think after like a whole career of, you know, really giving it your all, it kind of sucks that probably like 90% of the people that recognize him now under the age of 40 are like, hey, you're the how do you do fellow kids guy from the GIF, right? From the meme? Yeah, that's me. Hey, have you seen The Big Lebowski? I don't watch movies. I only watch The Good Place, and I'm pretty sure you're the guy who says, how's it going, fellow kids? I actually think it's from 30 Rock, but you get the idea. Same vibe. Nothing wrong with The Good Place. Except that it's over. Am I right, fellow Good Place viewers? Never seen it, but on the other hand, that just means you know, I get to watch it for the first time whenever I choose to watch it. Scatter bombs. We put bombs in your bombs. Hey, dog. I heard you like bombs. So when we pimped your ride, we put bombs in your bombs. This game is a meme time capsule sometimes. That's why I very much recommend putting memes in your game, because they never go out of style. Hey, look at that. Easy dub. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. I've said a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.